Hey, what's happening YouTube? Rod J back again to take a look at another beer. Thanks for swinging by to check out another video. Tonight I decided to take a look at one from out of Chicago. This is going to come from Goose Island, and it is actually going to be the Muddy. It is an Imperial Stout that comes in at 9% ABV. The highlight of this beer is that it is actually brewed with licorice. And they talk about on the label, as you see, it features amplified sweetness with licorice notes. And the good thing about some of the Goose Island bottles, they give you a lot of the details. They give you the 9% ABV to 32 IBU. On the back side, they give you the bottle and date listed there. They also tell you that it keeps brewery freshness up to a year from that date. It tells you what glass to use on this one, as you can see, snifter type glass, and any other fine details. So a lot of good information passed along from Goose Island, which I do like on their bottles when they do provide that stuff. The more you know, the more you can actually enjoy the beer. I've had this one numerous times in the past, but for some reason I never did a review on it. So I thought I'd take some time, get it into a glass, and tell you about this beer. And maybe it's something that you'll want to try. Let's get it open and get right into it. So the first thing to note here on the Goose Island Muddy is that came out with a nice 2-finger head, and I poured it straight down the middle, so it actually developed the head very nicely. You don't have to take it easy and pour down the side of the glass on this one. Actually, for most beers, pouring down the middle is really the best way to go. That way it releases a lot of the gases and the proteins into the head. And as you can see there with the head, or maybe you can't see it as nicely, it is a nice tan color head. It's starting to break up a little bit. Looks like it may leave some rockiness there, but the beer itself is pretty much a nice jet black type color. There is not any light getting through, so we really can't see too much of the carbonation or anything. Now when I turn it to the side, I do get some of the bubble action as some of the carbonation races up to the head, but it is a nice looking stout, and it's what you would expect to have. As far as the aroma, you get big notes of that amplified sweetness coming out of the glass. I pick up caramel notes, I pick up toffee notes, a nice sweet flavor, pretty much what you would consider to be like a sweet stout, I believe, kind of along those lines. It has a nice candy sweetness to it as well that plays out in the background there, but a very decent smelling beer. Something you could actually probably enjoy as a dessert type beer as well. As far as the taste is very smooth. You get really hardly any bitterness up front. You do get a slight taste of the alcohol, I believe, on the back end, but it goes down very smoothly. A slight tingling at the tip of the tongue, but there's nice creaminess on the texture. Wow. You can feel the flavors really start to take off inside the mouth, where you have tingling action, not just on the tongue, but getting up into the cheek area. It leaves a nice duration of flavor. This is another one that will be a great cigar type beer. You can put this down, enjoy your cigar. As it heats up over the period of time and it becomes warmer, it actually will release more of the aroma and more of the flavors. Not one you really want to have ice cold. A recommendation would be, if you do have this, take it out of the fridge, let it sit. I think you'll get more of that flavor, that aroma out of it. But the carbonation sits very nicely. Not overly carbonated at all. No thinness with it. Nice strong texture there. A nice, what I would consider just about full body. It's between that medium to full, but closer to that full. And the more I drink it down and it warms up, I start to get more of that licorice aroma starting. I do have to sniff pretty hard to get the flavor out, but I think because it was still a little too cool, it's coming out a lot easier now. But now you can see some of the lacing also taking place off of this one. But yeah, a very nice stout. One I've enjoyed a few times, as I've mentioned. One I can definitely recommend you should check out if you happen to see it out there. Again, this is from Goose Island, and it is the Muddy Imperial Stout. Wonderful beer from them. So, as far as a drinkability type situation with this one, I think it has very good drinkability. If you're a stout lover, if you're an Imperial Stout lover, I think you would enjoy this one. I'm not a huge licorice fan, and the licorice is not even to the point where it actually bothers me with this beer. So if you think you're not a huge licorice fan and it might put you off, you still may be able to enjoy this one as well. But yeah, go ahead, check it out if you get a chance. Overall, I think it's definitely a solid beer. One of the offerings I do like from Goose Island. I think it stacks up very well versus some of the other stouts out there. if I were going to give it like a grade type rating, we're probably looking at B plus A level, kind of in that regard. It's got a nice package around it, and I think it's definitely something to check it out. So there you have it. Goose Island's The Muddy. If you happen to see it, maybe pick it up, give it a shot. But thanks for swinging by to check out another video again. Definitely appreciate your time. Look forward to catching you in the next video. As always, if you like what you saw, please remember to hit that like button. And of course, subscribe if you want to stay up to speed on other videos. And leave any comments. If you've had this one, let me know what you think about this beer. I'd love to hear any feedback. With that all being said, appreciate your time. Keep drinking good craft beers. Cheers.